Now let us see last topic in this local module section. So we will understand how to import JSON data. Here inside this, I will be creating one file. I will give the file name as student.json. Okay, for JSON data, we have to write the extension .json. Inside this, I will just create this object. Now here we have to pass key value pairs. And the difference between JSON data and JavaScript object is whatever key and value we will be adding in JSON, both will be wrapped in quotes. But in JavaScript object, only values will be wrapped if it is string. But in JSON, both keys and values will be wrapped with quotes. So here I will write double quotes. I will give ID colon, then I will give the value as 1. Same thing, we have to separate by comma. Then we have to proceed with next properties. I am having some data. Simply, I am just going to paste. Okay, ID, name. And for this place, I have given another object. And then finally, I am having phone number. So as I mentioned, in Node.js, each and every file will be treated as different module. So here this student.json is also file. So this is also a module in Node.js. Now I will come to index.js. Below this I will just write here importing JSON data. Same thing we have to write here required, and inside this we have to pass the file path. Here I will write student.json, and this entire value I'm just going to assign to this variable. I will give the variable name as student. Below this, I'm just going to log student, save it. I will open terminal, and from here, I'm just going to clear this terminal. Inside this, I will just run node index. As soon as I hit enter, now if you see inside this JSON data, both keys and values are wrapped in double quotes. But while executing this application, this entire thing is converted into object. Why it is converted? Because this is the default behavior in Node.js. Whatever JSON data we are having, that will be converted into JavaScript object as soon as our application is executed. So here, as this is object, so how we can access the properties inside the object? We have to use dot operator, and then I will be writing name, save it, come here, run this application. I am able to access name, that is Khanam. Same thing, I will just copy. Now I just want to access the state. I will write here place, and inside place I am having state. Now again I'm just going to run the application. I am able to access the name as well as I am able to access the state. So this is the default behavior in Node.js. Our entire JSON data will be converted to JavaScript object. But now each and every time whenever I am making some changes, I just have to run my application again. In Node version 18, we have something called as watch mode. So here, let me show you how to start that. I will just write here node. Then you have to write hyphen hyphen watch. And then you have to pass the file name. I will give the file name as index. As soon as I hit enter, I got the output. Now here below this, I will write log. I will write here student. I just want to access the ID. As soon as I save, I am able to access 1. So what it has done, using this watch mode, we are just restarting the process and we are getting the result. So each and every time you don't have to run your application. But later we will see the package nodemon. Using that we will see how to rerun the application. But as of now, you can use this watch mode and you can rerun your application. So what this watch mode will be doing, it will constantly watch for changes, and if you do some changes, it is simply going to restart the process. But if you are using watch mode, the problem is Now while executing, we have just restarted index. But for tutorial purpose, each and every time I need to keep on switching the files, I need to run different application. So I will not be using watch mode, but if you're practicing and if you're using the same file, then simply you can use this watch mode. And one more thing I would like to point here, while requiring, I have given .json extension. I will not give the extension, and if I save, again I will be having the same result. But first, while requiring this, it is going to look for student.js. If student.js file is not available, then it is just going to import student.json. Let me just show you what happens. Here inside this, I will have student.js. So now instead of importing student.json, if I have not given extension, then it is just going to import this student.js. Now, as soon as I save, you can see I will be having this error, failed running index. So for safer side, always if you are using other extension apart from .js, always include that extension while requiring this file. Now if I save, I will be having the result. I will just delete this student.js. So now we have completed this entire local module section. We have seen what are modules and different types of modules. We have understood local module, and also we have seen how to do module.export by using common JS module system. We have seen module scope. We have seen what is wrapper function and how it will be working. Then we have seen ESM module, that is ECMAScript module. We have seen module caching. Then we have seen different import and export pattern available in common JS module. Then we have seen difference between module.export and exports. And we have seen how requiring modules will be working in Node.js. And finally, we have seen how to import JSON data.